19 fences to jump then, and as they come down towards the first, it's Desert Orchid on the inside of Bob Tisdall as they come to take the first fence. Desert Orchid and Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again, they're all over the first. Yahoo, Pegwell Bay, Norton's Coin as they come down towards the ditch. And it's Desert Orchid on the inside of Bob Tisdall as they take the ditch. Just a little bit of a short one there. Yahoo are just a fraction slow. But it's Desert Orchid leading from Bob Tisdall in the red jacket in second place, and then Pegwell Bay and Barnbrook again and Yahoo. And Norton's Coin, the back marker, as they swing right-handed and make their way down the far straight here at Kempton Park, where they have 4 fences to jump. And no one knows that better than Desert Orchid as he levels up towards the third. A plain fence, then an open ditch, and then 2 more plain on this stretch of the track at least, and Desert Orchid leading. And Desert Orchid by length to Bob Tisdall in second, and the gap of 2 lengths to Pegwell Bay and Barnbrook again. They come in towards the third, and a mighty leap by Desert Orchid gains lengths in the air. Bob Tisdall's in second, Pegwell Bay third, and Barnbrook again trying this trip for the first time in 4. Then comes Yahoo and Norton's Coin, and this one's a ditch, and Desert Orchid comes to it, takes it safely from Pegwell Bay, making ground on the inside. Wide of these in the red jacket is Bob Tisdall. And Norton's Coin, a little bit of a mistake at the rear of the field. Barnbrook again taking quite a keen hold in 4th, and they take the next, and there's no change there. It's Desert Orchid and Pegwell Bay on the inside as they head towards the 6th, and it's Desert Orchid clear by 3 over Bob Tisdall. Desert Orchid from Bob Tisdall. Barnbrook again a bit untidy, and another untidy jump by Norton's Coin at the rear of the field. And so they swing right-handed out of the back straight and turn for home for the first time down towards the 7th. And on this stretch of the track they've got 3 to jump, and they're all plain. And it's Desert Orchid clear by 3 over Bob Tisdall, and then Pegwell Bay and Barnbrook again 3rd and 4th, followed by Yahoo and Norton's Coin, and they've got 2 miles left to race, and it's Desert Orchid out in front where he loves to be from Bob Tisdall, with on the inside Pegwell Bay, and this is the 7th, and the leaders are all over the 7th. Pegwell Bay on the inside of Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again, and Yahoo and Norton's Coin, and they come in to take the 8th, and it's Desert Orchid comes to it, meets it well from Pegwell Bay, who's coming through in the 2nd place, with Bob Tisdall in 3rd and Barnbrook again wide of that one. Then comes Yahoo and Norton's Coin, and down towards the 9th, and it's Desert Orchid in the lead, comes to it, takes it well, and Pegwell Bay just hit the top of it, and as Desert Orchid races past the enclosures, he's getting a round of applause, and they've still got a circuit to go, and they head towards the 10th water jump, and it's Desert Orchid in the lead from Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again, and Pegwell Bay and Norton's Coin and Yahoo, and they head down towards the water jump, and it's Desert Orchid leading from Bob Tisdall and Pegwell Bay and Barnbrook again, and this is the water, this is the 10th, and it's Desi in front. Desert Orchid leading, comes to it, takes it safely from Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again, and Pegwell Bay travelling well, and they've completed a circuit of the course, and they go to what was their first, and John Oaksey, John Francombe, it's still Desert Orchid out in front.
He looks very happy so far, nothing particularly extravagant. He hasn't stood off outside any wings so far, but his ears are still pricked. Barnbrook again going well behind, and although Pegwell, oh Lord, Desi was made a slight mess of that.
Yeah, he hasn't really been jumping as boldly as I've seen him in the past. He hasn't really been taking Richard into the fences. Normally he attacks his fences. He certainly hasn't been doing that today. And, well, as we're waiting there, let's have a word from the man who knows him better than anyone, Simon Sherwood.
Yeah, John, as you say, he hasn't been attacking his fences as much as I'd like to see him, but on the other hand, I think he's quite happy in himself. I dare say Richard's trying to give him a little bit of a blow, and we'll be thinking about really stepping it up, sort of one of these 2 down his back straight.
And they've got 7 to jump. Bob Tisdall's on the outside of Desert Orchid, but that one has the lead. Desert Orchid comes into it. Again, not as fluent he has been in the past. Bob Tisdall's on the outside. Barnbrook again is 3rd. Pegwell Bay 4. Now the next one they take is the last ditch, and it's Desert Orchid. Hasn't really set the pace alight, but he jumped that one well. Bob Tisdall in 2nd. Yahoo a bit untidy at the rear of the field. Barnbrook again comes through into 3rd. Pegwell Bay is 4, but Desert Orchid in the lead, and they've got 5 more to jump, and it's Desert Orchid who comes to it by a length. Desert Orchid, a good jump there from Barnbrook again, who's coming up on the outside of Bob Tisdall. Pegwell Bay was a bit untidy, and they've got 4 more to jump in the King George VI chase, and his Desert Orchid comes to it, and he's now starting to jump that one well, and in the grey, the Silver Shadow is coming clear now of Bob Tisdall in second, and Barnbrook again is third, and then Yahoo is making stealthy progress on the outside of Norton's Coin, and Pegwell Bay is now the back marker, and they've got 3 to jump. And it's Desert Orchid in the lead, but Bob Tisdall in the red jacket is pressing. Barnbrook again is trying to close, but his query is the trip here. Yahoo in the yellow colours on the right, and they're in line for home, and they've got 3 to jump. And it's Desert Orchid who comes down towards this. The third last comes to it. A good jump from Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again. And Norton's Coin and Yahoo looking one pace now as they come down towards the second last. And Desert Orchid comes to it, and he meets it well. 3 clear of Barnbrook again and Bob Tisdall. And he's got 1 to jump as Desert Orchid in this King George VI and ranked steeplechase. 1 more to jump for Desert Orchid, and the crowd is starting to come alight. But Barnbrook again is challenging in second. They're at the last, and Desert Orchid takes it from Barnbrook again in second place as he races up towards the line. It's Racing's own Rolls Royce, Desert Orchid, the Silver Shadow coming well clear of Barnbrook again, and Desert Orchid wins it for a 3rd time. A big performance from Barnbrook again second, and Yahoo is third, and then came Bob Tisdall in 4 and Pegwell Bay in 5, and just trotting past the post in 6th and last place was Norton's Coin. It wasn't as an electrifying performance as we've seen in the past, but take nothing away from it. This horse, Desert Orchid, an amazing performance, and what a service he's doing racing in the colours of Mr. Richard Burridge, trained at Whitby by David Ellsworth and ridden by Richard Dunwoody, the 6-4 on favourite. Second was number 1, Barnbrook again, and all credit to David Ellsworth, all credit to Mr. Mel Davis, the owner of Barnbrook again, for trying to take Desert Orchid on. He's finished second, ridden by Brendan Powell, and the third horse home was number 6, Yahoo, switched off by jockey Tom Morgan early on, tried to make ground into the home straight, but on this track, on this flat track, this galloping 3 miles, Desert Orchid had all the answers, and the smile on Richard Dunwoody's face says it all.
No.
Well, he let them have their hour of glory. He let them come up to him 4 fences from home, but there was still another gear, and turning for home, he found it. The last 3 leaps were truly memorable, and the crowd got what they'd come for, got what will make their Christmas if they like that sort of thing, and an awful lot of people do. No wonder Richard Dunwoody is looking a happy man. Let's hear from his predecessor, the man who started Desert Orchid's brilliant treble in the King George.
And Simon, it seemed that you, along with the whole nation, were starting holding your breath down the back straight when he wasn't really lifting off this horse, but then Richard pressed the button and he did get the response all right.
Yeah, you could just tell by his ears that he didn't seem to be too happy down the back straight, but came to straight, and then Richard just pressed the turbo, and you know that was the end of the race really, and he really sort of got down to the meaty bit at the tail end of the race.
The reception he got, I mean, there's almost too much noise to put him off at the last.
Yeah, you know, having ridden it myself, I never really noticed there's a crowd following, but when you're standing here from this angle, it's just amazing watching the way people get so involved with him. He deserves it as well.
Well,
I just did notice that Richard is yet to get a kiss from Janice Cole, so hopefully there's some better things from Richard yet.
And the whole place will go up as he walks in here in a moment. Here comes the applause.
She always kisses you, son. Yeah.
And winning the King George, John, that'll take a lot of the pressure off of Richard now. And I should think that, well, he really feels that he's got the hang of him now. He jumped so much better when he caught hold of him halfway down the back.
Yes, the third last he gave was really tremendous leap. He hadn't done it in the early stages, but I suppose that's just as well, really.